What's going on, everybody? On the air with VA3EWV. On the air with VA3EWV AllStar EchoLink Friday evening. I'm looking up at the sky because I have my video at the top. Maybe I should bring the video to the bottom. Maybe that's the beach of what I should do. Anyway, it's good to have everybody out here this evening. And we're going to get started. It's 8 o'clock.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. The Lord has blessed us with another Friday evening net. Thank you so much. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Is there an emergency or priority traffic before we get started? Nothing heard? Good afternoon, good evening, all that stuff, since we're broadcasting live all over the place. This is Ernest, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. I'm your net control this evening for the On the Air with VA3EWV AllStar and EchoLink net. And we're glad to have everybody here today. This net is a little bit different than other nets you may have attended. This net, we have 3 rounds of traffic. The first round of traffic is the topic of the evening. The second round of traffic is what are you doing for the weekend, because I'm always nosy. And the third round of traffic is if you hear something that someone else talks about that interests you, you actually have the opportunity on this net to talk to each other. Also, if you want to get each other in your logs, you can do that too. Because we talk to people all the time, we never have them in our logs. So that's going to be one thing we'll try to do. Let's pause. This is a recorded net. We do broadcast this net live on YouTube. It's been running for almost 3 years now, this net. And like I said, we do post it on YouTube. We do interact with folks on there. We already have people on YouTube now tuning in. So those that are watching on YouTube, just put your name and your call sign in the comments, and we'll keep up with you there. When you come in to the net, you want to come in with your name, your call sign, how long you've been a ham, whatever topic you want to talk about. And then if you want to join our topic, you can do that. So you can talk about anything on this net. Just don't ask any technical questions. No, you can. I might be able to answer some things, but if not, I'll get an answer for you. This is a have fun net, not a technical net. Okay. One more pause, then we'll get started. We do have 2 link repeaters. Thank you very much for the owners and operators of the VE3 PGC repeater, located out of Cornwall, Ontario. That's 443.650. Also, we'd like to give a shout out to the folks over in Alberta, Canada. VE6IDK, VE6IDK, Spruce Grove, Alberta. So that's what we'll do. And the topic this evening, I have put it on Facebook somewhere. But the topic this evening was, have you ever worked simplex modes? And do you know the national calling frequency for 2 meter, 70 centimeter, so on and so forth? We had some fun at our club this Monday night. Our club has a net every Monday night at 7 o'clock. And we go through at least 3 repeaters. Our second repeater that we hit is the VE3 PGC repeater that has EchoLink and AllStar capabilities. So if you ever want to hear some fun, just keep it tuned in around 7. We'll come in there at whatever time because we hit that repeater next. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Ernest. I have been a ham. January 17th will be 3 years, so I'll have my 3-year anniversary there, and in January. I live in St. Andrews, West Ontario, Canada. I love everything radio. And tonight's topic is, like I said, the simplex. And yes, I do talk on simplex. I first was talked to about it going to an Aries district training. And my friend Steve, he's had 3 or 4 call sign changes because he's moved away. I don't know his new call sign. But I saw it was VE3EWV Echo Zulu Bravo. And I saw it on the back of his truck. And those old mailbox numbers and letters, if you remember that, the reflected one, and he had that number. I said, what the heck is that? and he said, "Oh, that's the national calling frequency for VHF." And I was like, "Well, what do you know?" So 146.520. So my question tonight is: have you guys ever made any contacts on any of the simplex period or any of the calling frequencies? Okay, we're gonna ask for traffic on the VE3 PGC repeater. Please come down. Okay, nothing heard. Any traffic on the VE6 IDK repeater that wish to check in, please come down. All right, well, our first person that showed up to the party this evening, a whole 20 minutes ago, Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima. Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima. Come on in. How are you this evening?
VA3EWV and Annette. This is K5BDL. Brad in Tyler, Texas. Been a hound since 1992. Good evening, Ernest, and everyone on board. Very big football night tonight in the Lowe household. Texas A&M and Texas are playing. My wife's an Aggie fan, and I'm a Longhorn fan, so we're a house divided tonight. But her Newton Eagles are in the state semifinals tonight. They're playing Troop and Crockett this evening. So listening to that on the tablet. And for tonight's question, yes, been on 146.52 and also the UHF 446.0 simplex frequencies. More on the 2-meter one. Matter of fact, there's a group around here in Tyler that gets on 146.52 just to chit chat, about 8:30 or so in the evening and see who's out there. And that's a lot of fun to do that. And I'll turn it back to you, K5BDL.
K5BDL in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Brad, that's pretty good. Okay. It's got to be a divided household when the sports are on. I mean, that's just how it is. My uncles used to stand in the street. We lived on a dead-end street there. My Uncle George, my Uncle Willie, my Uncle Robert, my dad. His name is Ernest as well. My grandpa, Ernest as well. His name was Ernest. And it was all about high school football, right? And we had Toga High School, Pineville High School, and Peabody High School. Those are the big ones, Peabody, Pineville, Toga at the time. And they would sit there and trash talk because the games, I think, you had to be at the field at 7. I was in the band, so they sit there telling their big tails who's going to win this and that, and da-da-da-da. And then I remember they used to have those little handheld AM radios, AM, FM radios, and they would have it to their ear listening to one game while they watched another game. Have you ever done that before there, Brad, listening to a game at a game?
Well, yes, sir, I have. There have been times that, of course, the local junior college, Tyler Junior College Apaches, I was at a game there and was streaming on my phone the Aggie game, actually the Longhorn game. And then on my wife's phone, she was streaming the Aggie game on her phone. So we were actually doing multitasking with 3 games at once. That was something.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that, Brad, there. And thanks for coming in. And I'm glad you guys have activity on Simplex. This, like I said, this past week, not only did we do 2-meter and 2-meter and 70 centimeter, we had a blast because a lot of us are getting 6-meter antennas and 6-meter radios. And we got to talk on 6 meters this Monday night. And hopefully whoever's doing net control on next Monday, hopefully they'll do it again. But we were talking 6 meters. I think it had about 8 of us out there on 6-meter. 5, I forget the frequency, but it's US. We tried FM first, 5.2 something, and then we dropped down to 50 dot whatever. And then we had a lot of fun there. and I was just learning how to use my beam for the first time and my antenna switch. And so that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Brad, for being out there. We'll break with you and pick it up with Victor Alpha 3 Foxtrot Zulu VA3FZ. It sounds better like that. Come on in, Rob.
Everybody on net. I'm going to be in and out. I just wanted to say hi, and yes, I have used the national calling frequencies, or some of them, in the past, and I can't remember what else you were wanting to talk about, but this weekend's going to be another weekend of playing radio and working on equipment, because now winter's here. That's the best time to do it. And have a nice enough summer to do it all then. So anyways, back to you, Ernest, and have yourself a good weekend. And this will be VA3FZ.
Roger, VA3FZ. Thanks for the quick in and out. And well, thank you for being out there. Yes, as Rob has stated, it is the DX Worldwide DXCW. I'm enrolled in that. DX Worldwide DX. No, CQ Worldwide DX CW. November 30th. Well, that's in 2 days from now, but that one's in 2 days. So that one's November 30th. So I'm going to be all over that. But I don't know if I'll be able to hang because those guys go out there at 60,000 words per minute. But I'm going to be out there, you know, and then they're going to run me over. So CQ Worldwide DX CW this weekend. I think that's all. That's something may be happening soon, but I don't have it on my. Oh, Delgan, I missed the 80 meter one. I wanted to do the 80 meter contest CW, and I missed out. Dang it! I should have put myself a thing. Anyway, go to you don't see it because I'm not showing you. Let me bring it down on the screen. I don't even know if I'm sharing my screen. Yes, I am sharing the screen. So if you go to WRL, you can see all those contests and stuff like that. Let me just go over there so you can see it. If it refreshes itself, I'll stop sharing, then I'll bring it back up again. But go to World Radio League and you can do it there. Thank you, Rob, for being out there, and have a good rest of your evening there, Rob. All right, 7-3 TM. Okay, we're at the bottom of the list. This is going to probably be a quick net tonight, but you know what? I've always been blessed to have at least one or two people, and I just have a lot of fun when I see even one person out there. All right, one more call for VE3PGC repeater before we move on. VE3PGC, anyone out there wishing to check in, please come now.
This is Victor Alpha 3, Radio Quebec Sierra. Over.
Roger. Net recognizes Victor Alpha 3, Radio Quebec Sierra. Jeff, good evening to you. Jeff, if you could tell us, well, you already told us your name, how long you've been a ham, your QTH, and the topic is, have you ever talked on simplex frequencies? And Jeff is a member of our club here at the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club. And Jeff, before I get started, Peter did talk to me again today, and he's chopping at the bit to get the workshop together to do the 6-meter antenna building. Over to you, Jeff, VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra.
Roger there, Ernest. I just want to say I've been a ham over a year now, a little, about 4 months over a year and 4 months, and I live in Cornwall, like downtown Cornwall, basically. I have a little 150 disc cone antenna, like it was originally planned as a scanner antenna, but I hear it can work on different radios, so I'm looking forward to that in the future there, you know, and getting good reception. And I don't think I ever talked on simplex before, Ernest, as far as I know. I don't think I have. Is that radio to radio? Over?
Roger. So instead of going through the local repeaters there, you can go through, you won't go through repeater. You'll just talk radio to radio. You tune in the frequency and you talk. So the next time I see you in person, bring your handy talkie with you, or handy talkies because you got a few, and we'll make sure that some simplex frequencies are in there. Thank you, Jeff, for that. And if you're able to stick around, please do so. All right, the next person we have on here is Victor Echo 1 Victor Oscar dash R. So that must be a repeater. VE1VO repeater, I see gets connected. If anybody's on that, VE1VO, please come now.
Excuse me, VE3 Echo Whiskey Victor. This is Victor Echo 1 Sierra Mike Charlie. Shane here in Liverpool there, Vince. Just got my EchoLink running on the local repeater, and I knew you had a net going on here on Friday night, so I decided to link up there for the first time. How are you, sir?
Well, if you can see my face, I'm tickled pink. It's always good to have someone on there. And I had a really good friend of mine, Devin, VE1 DXW, and we used to talk all the time. And it was him and I that started talking a lot on EchoLink and stuff like that. And for just a little bit of history before we take Shane in quickly there, the reason I started using this in this medium every time is, ham radio has young and old. And I have a lot of people that are going into retirement homes, this and that. They have to get over their big antennas and stuff like that. And they were a little bit of gloom. And I'm like, hey, if you got a cell phone or a computer, you're good to go. So me and Devin, we had a lot of fun and bringing everybody into the like to use EchoLink and stuff like that. So Shane, good to have you out here. Victor Echo 1 Sierra Mike Charlie out of Nova Scotia. And we have a topic tonight is, have you ever used any simplex frequencies on UHF, VHF, HF, etc.? Well, I should say it better than that. Any national calling frequencies. Have you ever called out a national calling frequency and talked to anybody and then moved over and had a rag chew over?
Victor Echo 1 Sierra Mike Charlie. Well, that's just a little bit of history about myself. I used to be a long-haul truck driver, and of course, having a 2-meter radio in the rig was a great thing to have. And if you didn't have the frequencies of the local frequency go by, 14652 was a great frequency to sit back and just sit on there. And I mean, it is the calling frequency, and you may just luck into hearing somebody there. And another friend of mine, the E1SLH, who works here for the province of Nova Scotia, mobile communications support, which deals with the TMR radio.
The mic's off.
On the emergency side, police, fire, and ambulance training and all EMO stuff and everything. And I said to him, anytime I see you there, he's out when you're traveling by, if I see you, I'll give you a holler on 5-2. And we always manage to, drive by and spot each other. We go on 5-2 and all of a sudden we have a contact, and then have a little bit of a QSO, and then say, hey, we're near this repeater here in wherever we're at. Then we transfer over to that repeater there. So, yeah, that's one of my experiences of using the simplex frequency. Over to you.
Victor, Victor Echo 1 Sierra Mike Charlie and the group Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Thank you, Shane, for telling us about that. That's pretty cool. Hey, Shane, I do have a Facebook group. You may not have Facebook. I have YouTube as well, but I have pictures of my car and pictures of my car in the video. and I have on the back of my car window, on the left-hand side, the national calling frequency for VEHF, and on the right-hand side, the national calling frequency for UHF, because I have a 1-hour commute to and from work every day. I drive from around Cornwall, Ontario, Canada to Ottawa, and 5 days a week. And it's a lot of fun, and I even have a little a playlist that's called Drive After 5. So you'll see me talking on the radio on Simplex, meeting different people on the 417, having lots of fun and having fun on the radio there. And, you're always looking to see if someone has an antenna so you can talk to them. And I've kept mine on there too. And you'll hear somebody come in because they're behind me in the car or something. It's been pretty exciting doing that. Thanks for being in there. And stick around. We have 3 rounds of traffic for all you guys that are joining. We have a topic. The topic tonight is have you ever talked on the international calling frequencies? The second thing is what you're doing for the weekend. And at the end, if you want to have some cross traffic, you can. Thank you so much there, Shane. All right, we will pick it up with James, Victor, Alpha 3, Juliet, India, Charlie. Come on in, James. How are you this evening?
Good evening, Ernest, and everybody in the group. I'm doing great tonight. A little bit chilly here in Southern Ontario, but it's all good. It is that time of year. And, I heard your topic was, you talked on Simplex. Yes, I have. And Simplex for me is a wonderful thing. I think it's almost better than the repeaters, absolutely. And when propagation is good, sometimes you can get farther than you anticipated. And I just think it's a wonderful tool we have. One sec, let me drop this. And sorry about that, Ernest. My name is Jim, Victor Alpha 3, Judy, India, Charlie. I've been licensed since 2021, Christmas Eve. So, yes, friends, that is coming up soon for my 4th year anniversary, which is very exciting. And, yes, this Simplex 2 is very exciting. Thanks, Ernest, for picking me up. I do appreciate that. And I will ride along here with you.
Thank you, James. Victor Alpha 3, Juliet, India, Charlie in the group. Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey returning. And good to have a lot of folks out here today. If you're just joining, we have Brad with us, K5BDL. We have Rob, who was in and out, VA3FZ. And Rob's been having a lot of radio phone. Also, my friend Jeff, VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra. We have Shane out there connected to the Nova Scotia repeater. So if you're out there, I don't know if that repeater is broadcasting out, but hey, look there. Welcome to John. Shane, I think I know you. Or do you used to do the morning of the breakfast net or the morning net or something like that? The name, maybe, I don't know. You know how they say, hey, do you know Shane in Liverpool? Yeah, I know him. But have we talked? I'm sure maybe, huh? Have we talked before, or have I been on the net or something like that? I recognize the name.
Victor Echo 1, Charlie. Yeah, this the very unfortunate thing is I knew that you and Devin were good friends. He mentioned it to me that he was talking with you and all that good stuff. And when I found out that Devin became a silent key, and I knew that he was talking to you on EchoLink there, I got in touch with you, and that's how I got to know you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I was sitting here looking at the screen and looking at the names, and I'm like, Shane. I'm like, I think I know him. So yeah, so good to have you out there and good to link up again, for sure. Okay, we're at the bottom of the list. Pretty exciting night. I was just saying to Brad, because he was the first one in there, and it was just me and Brad. I'm like, I'm so happy to have you there, Brad. We're gonna have a good time if it's just me and you, and then up pops some more people. So that's good to see. All right, we're gonna take a pause for the cause, and see if anybody's out on the VE3 PGC repeater or the VE6 IDK repeater that wish to check in. Please come now. Okay, nothing heard, guys. We're about to turn the boat around here. That was pretty good, though. We got the first 30 minutes out of the way, and now it's time for me to be nosy. Happy belated Thanksgiving for the friends over in the States there. I was busy doing something here yesterday, and I was just didn't get to have much radio fun yesterday. I was doing too much work. And then in the morning, I saw a thing that said Happy Thanksgiving. And I always like to put those little things on my Facebook to say Happy Thanksgiving. So Happy Thanksgiving to our friends across in the States there. All right. This is round two. Brad, what are you doing on the weekend? I know you're doing football now. You're going to have a whole football weekend or what? Over?
VA3EWV and the group. This is K5BDL. Unfortunately, this is my weekend work, so be busy doing that, but try to get in a little bit of football watching and maybe sneak in some ham radio here and there as I can. So that's pretty much what my weekend's coming up for.
Roger. Well, we have to pay those bills, that's for sure. I always forget to say what I'm doing because I'm always nosy. What about what other people doing? The wife is taking me to a craft show, so that's that. She's dragging me along with her. She makes a lot of different things out of wood or whatever. She does it almost. She doesn't do it all. She doesn't do embroidery. She doesn't do any 3D printing stuff, but she does knitting, crocheting, this and that, sublimation, blah 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 blah. She does all that stuff, and she's been getting ready for her crafting shows. So that's gonna be a wonderful husband and sit there and smile and stuff and sit at the table while people come and stare at the little trinkets and stuff she makes. So that's what I'm gonna be doing on Sunday for sure. Saturday, I'm gonna try to get out there and do something. Maybe I'll sit in the shack because I'm trying to practice my CW. So maybe I'll just stay inside in the warm house there and just try to chase some POTA CW stuff. And then on the Sunday, they have a CW contest, a DX CW contest. So I'm going to try to make a few QSOs on that. I know these people, I can't do anything over like 15, 20 words a minute. And those guys all sound like they're on a doggone machine or something. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, folks. I will be recording it. Let me pause. So I do have a good friend of mine, and he does videos and stuff like that, and he always makes comments on his videos about mine. And he's like, okay, nobody wants to watch somebody maul over and and messing up through a thing. But you know what? If I don't get out there and do it on YouTube, I'm not going to do it. I sit in the shack and then I talk myself out of it and I don't do it. The moment I turn the camera on and stuff like that and say I'm going to do it, then it makes me do it. Then I'll see one person watching and I get nervous and I do some more and then I want to quit and I see another person starts to watch. So I do it some more. And tonight, I think I made 4 QSOs. And I had a surprise. VE3ARF popped in there on me and I was like, VE3, I know that call sign. And I was like, oh, it's my friend Rob. So it was kind of cool to get a QSO in with my friend Rob there on CW. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. I think Rob was in and out, VA3FZ. Let's see if he's still there. If not, we'll move on. Rob, are you still there? Over? Okay, Rob said he was a quick in and out. Jeff, are you still on frequency? VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra. Jeff has a little gig on Saturday evenings, so he's a quick in and out too. I want to thank Rob though and Jeff, VA3FZ and VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra for coming here and having some fun with us. Okay, we're down to Shane, VE1 Sierra Mike Charlie, and when you do contesting, is Victor Echo 1 Sugar Mike Charlie. Okay, come on in, Shane. What? Okay.
Delta, the smooth.
Okay, before we take sorry, Shane. Before we take you, let's just get VE1 XI no VE what are we talking about VE1? VE3 XID. My friend Jim from Cornwall, Ontario. Or it said James, but I always call him Jim. But we got VE1 DXW just came in. Jim, we're gonna pick you up here in a second. It was gonna be Shane. So Shane, what are you doing on the weekend there? Over.
I'm an oil truck driver delivering oil to commercial sites and multi-use oil, which we still have in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. A little lot of other provinces that are doing natural gas, but we have the regular old oil, multi-use. It's really knocks the wind out of you, and so sadly is my state recuperate. Now, as I said, I've been playing, got my EchoLink up and running here for the past week, and still some tweaks with it to make it modified and licensing and everything. So I plan to be doing some modifications with it. For example, I got a tone on here, so you're not hearing my repeater when it's identified when it comes on there, going across the EchoLink system. So that's good. I don't have to worry about disturbing or upsetting anybody else on another repeater on another province. Like, well, I don't want to hear this. I understand that. Right? So that's possibly what I'm up to there.
Roger, but it is nice to hear you out there, Shane. And you say you do so oil. Okay, my son-in-law, who stays here with us, he works for I think it's Stinson's, and he delivers propane. So he has a big truck and like that, and we have a big property here. So he parks his big truck by our garage there, and he delivers propane all the time. And he does a lot of his stuff going to farms because this time of year they're drying corn. I didn't even know that was a thing. But he goes out there with his truck. He said it takes about 3 or 4 hours to, fill up all those propane tanks. He said they're very long and very big, and he fills them all up. And the farmers are out there drying propane. Do you guys do anything like that? Do you do any? Are y'all just fishing up there, or is there any farming? Over. Did I lose him?
Well, maybe where I am, located down here on what's called the South Shore of Nova Scotia. We have ours is a lot of fishing. Right now, it just was what's called Dump Day, which happened Monday, and that is the start of lobster season. So we're dealing with fueling a lot of lobster boats as well.
Oh.
With the diesel product that we also deliver or distillate. And I should say, the company I work for is Irving Oil, which is big here in the Maritimes. They're also in Quebec. There's one Irving station just inside of Ontario, and I can't think of the location. But I remember that because of my traveling when I used to be a long haul truck driver going into Ontario, going down as far as Brampton, the Maritime Ontario site, picking up trailers, heading back east. So So we got propane here as well. Irving delivers propane as well. So, but I'm on the oil side, the oil heating, and dealing with a lot of the construction sites and also the fishing with you. Go ahead.
Roger. So see, there's no lack of work with that. Give it another shout. Thank you so much there, Shane, for sharing that with us and stuff. Giving a shout out to the folks on YouTube there. We are up in the numbers on the YouTube tonight. There, we have 4 people in. Nobody's put their name in chat though, but we got 4 people out there. All right, we have. I did call for VA3 FZ. He said quick in and out. Jeff VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra. He's uh, in and out. We have Jim V3XID. Before you bring you in, Jim, if you could tell us your name. Well, I already said your name, your call sign, your QTH, how long you've been a ham, and then my question of the day is: have you ever talked on simplex, specifically any of the national calling frequencies? Jim V3XID, come on in.
Okay, well, my name is Jim, and my call sign in Ontario is VE3XID, but I also have one for New Brunswick, because I was VE1, Mike Hotel Zulu, in New Brunswick, in 1993, and then we got the VE9 prefix in December of 1993. It wasn't too long after, anyway. It's all on my QRZ page. But, yeah, I used to live in St. John, New Brunswick. That's where I got my first amateur radio call.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was a member of the Leavenworth City Amateur Radio Club. And, yeah, we used to have a lot of fun. Especially on, what is it, those days you sit down at the radio and just keep calling your call sign. Anyway, that was sort of boring after a while. I stopped doing that. But anyway, so then I moved to Ontario, and I got a VE3 prefix in 1997. So I don't know if I've timed out yet or not. I'll turn it back over to you, Ernest, for VA3EWV V3XID.
VE3XID in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. No, Jim. No. Truth be told, I think I only timed out the repeater about 3 times, and I've been on the air for 3 years, and I have a pretty good timed out. I have it timed pretty good. No, you didn't time it out, and I gave it a little bit of pause between us. I think they were hinting on the fact that I probably burnt out the other repeaters. So I know the original V3PGC repeater is heading to the shop now. So that's how that goes. Okay. Thank you, Jim. Let's see. I think, did we catch everybody there? Okay, I know what people are doing for the weekend there. So I think we're at the bottom of the net there. One more call for anyone on VE3PGC or VE6IDK. Please come now. Okay, before we move on, we're going to do some plugging for our friends there, as we always do. I got to get on it. I do have a IP phone here beside me that I could actually do the net on, but I got to get myself in gear and get going on that, because I do want to do the net one night from my IP phone. And speaking of IP phones, boy, does one of the people here have a deal for you. I'm going to turn it over to James. No, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to turn it over to James there, VA3JIC. James is going to tell you about those IP phones that he wants to get rid of, how to get them. He's also going to tell you about the net that he runs as well. So we're going to turn it over to James, VA3JIC. Go ahead, James.
All right, Ernest, thank you so much. This is Victor Alpha 3, Judy, and you, Charlie. Well, folks, I do have a whole bunch of those Cisco 303 phones here. I have about 40 or 45 of them. They are definitely looking for a new home. So if anybody would like one to get on Hams Over IP or hamsoverip.ca or Amateur Wire, all you have to do is let me know. You pay the shipping and they are yours. You can have one, you can have multiples. The only thing you're going to have to get is a power supply for them, which is a 5-volt power supply, I believe, for them. And you could be a proud owner of one of these VIP phones and join us on those services. 1 second, I'll announce my net. All right, Victor Alpha 3, Judy, and Charlie returning. Well, we have a net on Saturday night at 8 o'clock sharp Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. And I believe it's still there on Ernest's Facebook. If not, I can always repost it there on the ways you can get in. We do have EchoLink. We do have AllStar. We do have TGIF. We do have Hams Over IP. We do have Amateur Wire. What else do we have? We have DMR. I believe we have YSF on there too. So you can let me know, Ernest, if you still have that information, the new information for the Hams Helpers Net. If you do not, I can send it to you on your Facebook. And thanks so much, Ernest, to give me the chance to advertise those phones one more time and to talk about my net. Back over to you, Ernest. It's always a pleasure.
VA3JIC, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Yeah, I have that up on the screen. And we do have a new arrival to the net. Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo. Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo. Good evening to you. Welcome to the AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net. I'm Ernest, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor here in Cornwall, Ontario. We're having fun here tonight and helping people get on the air through EchoLink. If you can come in with your name, your call sign, your QTH, how long you've been a ham. And the topic of the evening is, have you ever talked on any simplex, especially the national calling frequencies? The reason I asked that question before you come back in, the reason I asked that question is when I started as a new ham, I was only licensed for UHF, VHF, and that's all I thought I could do. I didn't even know that I could go to simplex. So there we go. So Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo, please come in and join us. Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo.
Okay, Ernest, I think you dropped out there, so we'll go ahead and give our information here. The name is Gary, Golf Alpha Romeo Yankee. The call is Kilo Bravo 5, Alpha Echo Bravo. Thank you for letting me check in this afternoon. A friend of mine from here in the Tyler area, about 8 miles north of us, had told me about this net on our Discord channel, so I thought I'd check in real quick. I have been licensed since 1986. And this great hobby of amateur radio, and I'm coming in through EchoLink tonight from Flint, Texas. Yes, I have used simplex, the national calling frequency. I've used 14652 and 14752 when I have traveled from Colorado Springs to Texas when we were in the process of relocating. And then also when we lived in Colorado Springs, Colorado for 7 years, our main frequency was 146.460. Wasn't very much activity on the repeaters, but a lot of activity on 146.46 simplex, and a lot of us stayed on that simplex frequency to stay in touch on VA
Anyway, thanks for letting me check in. We'll turn it back to Ned, KV5AEB.
KE5AEB in the group, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Gary, sure appreciate you being out there. When I put your call sign in, I use NetLogger, folks, by the way. So if you're familiar with that logger, you can see who's logged in on frequency there and get your name in the log. When I saw Flint, I thought about Flint, Michigan. I had lived in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan for a while there. And I did get to go and visit Flint, Michigan. But then I saw the Texas, and I was like, oh, there's a Flint, Texas. Did not know that. So I know a little bit of the area of Texas. I'm from Louisiana, lived in Shreveport, and we were right there by the Arklatex. So I know the Dallas and the Houston and stuff like that, and College Station. Whereabouts is Flint, Texas, though? Over.
Okay, Ernest, great question there. I guess I should have given that information earlier. Flint, Texas is just a small community here, here just south of Tyler, about 8 miles. But since you know Dallas, Fort Worth, and College Station, we're about 2.5, 3 hours to the northeast of College Station, Bryan College Station. And probably where most folks, and you will probably really realize this, is where we're located at. To kind of help you geographically, we're roughly about 75 miles southeast of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, KV5AEB.
Roger. Thank you for that, because we have another. So we have K5BDL there. Our friend Brad, he was the first one on the net today, and he's out of Tyler there. So we do. So Gary, if you ever come and join us again, always have a pen and paper with you. This net is a little bit different than other nets. We actually get to talk to each other on the net and just not you to the net controller. So that's going to be our last round that's coming up here. Our first round is a topic. Our topic was that, have you ever talked on the simplex? And what I'm going to start doing is asking people, starting today, what they'd like the next topic to be for the next week. Because I always have a hard time with that. Our second round is what you're doing for the weekend, because I'm nosy. I always say that. And it doesn't even have to be about radio. Just what are you doing for fun or radio fun on the weekend? And then the last round is if you've heard someone talk about something that piqued your interest, you can actually have those conversations across traffic. So far, I want to thank you. Let me pause for the calls, then I'll come back in. So we want to see if we have a couple of link repeaters with us. We also are on YouTube. We have 2 people watching right now. So if you want to leave your call sign in the chat there, I can put you in the log. So we do have VE3PGC repeater out of Cornwall, Ontario connected, and VE6 IDK repeater out of Spruce Grove, Alberta connected. Anyone on those repeaters wishing to check in, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. So Gary, okay, all right. So I'm back. Nothing heard, Gary. So we had finished the first round. So we'll just start with you. What are you doing on the weekend? Over.
Okay, well, thank you very much. This is KV5AEB coming out EchoLink from Texas. Basically on the weekend today and tomorrow, my wife and we're just kind of spending some time together. We both have time off after the Thanksgiving holiday that we hosted this year at our home here in Flint. So we're just spending some time together this weekend. And then, of course, on Sunday we have Sunday school and church, and we teach a Connect group there, Bible study on Sunday morning, so we do that. And then sometimes on Sunday afternoon, what we will do is watch a little football. And I won't name the team, but I will say the Cowboys aren't playing Sunday afternoon, so we watch them we watch them on Thanksgiving Day. So anyway, but I won't name the team we usually watch. Of course, they're not. So that's kind of what we'll be doing and this weekend. And I think I covered everything, so I'll turn it back over to you there. Thank you very much, KV5AEB.
KB5AEB in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor up here just giggling in the background there. Brad has told me there, K5BDL, He said he's in a split household. Lord have mercy. They're rooting for two different teams there, on this Thanksgiving weekend there. So that's how it goes. Okay, this has been a lot of fun, and we also invite everybody to come out every week. I've been blessed to be here every week, and I've only missed two nets, and that's because I was out of the country and I couldn't get on EchoLink. So this net has been running for almost 3 years too, by the way, and I'm always amazed that every time I come, there's at least one person that still just surprises me. But we're here all the time, so we wish. I want to thank everybody for taking a little time out of their day to spend some time with all of us. All right, so we're going to call for any final communications. Please come down with your name, your call sign, and then if you have anything final to say, let's go ahead. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
K5PSL Kilo 5 Papa Foxtrot Lima.
Well, as my grandmother used to say, well, I declare. Miss Peggy, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in almost a year there. So are you going to tell us what team you're rooting for there? I think Gary wants to know there over there in Flint. There over.
Well, we are friends with Gary. He's out there in the Flint Gresham area, and I just got in from work and asked my hubby if I could sign in too, so I could play with you guys. And just watching the Texas A&M and Texas Longhorn game. Giga Bags. Back to you.
Roger, Miss Peggy, we sure do appreciate you being out there and coming in straight from work to say hi. We got you in the log there for sure. You got me up to 10 people there. I appreciate that. Hey, look, that's a hard one. I'm a band man. You guys I've already told you that. And I posted a picture of me in the band on my Facebook group. I don't know if you guys saw that. They're on Facebook. I was sitting up there with a little beret on and looking all, you got to look all tough and stuff. Oh, Lord have mercy. But lots of fun there. Hey, look, it was all about the band. I loved the Texas A&M band, that's for sure. I love the colors though of the Longhorn teams there. So it's all fun and stuff. But I'm all about the bands, man. So I got to get me some halftime shows in and watch some of these bands. Miss Peggy, you guys have a great rest of your day there. All right. Thanks for checking in. Any other folks want to have some last comments? Please come now. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net.
VA3EWV.
Net recognizes VA3EWV, Peter, one of our group members there at Seaway Valley. Peter, come on in, VA3EWV.
Fortunately, I just came home and discovered you guys on the air, so I'm not quite sure what you guys are talking about tonight, but just wish everybody well and have a happy ending to their holiday. Back to you, Ernest.
Pete, good to have you out there. I see that you've trekked along pretty good. Probably heading home there for the evening. Thank you for coming by today and stopping by for a quick moment there. Always good to have you. Peter, as you know, the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club, which I'm a member of, we had a great old time on Monday there. We got to go through 3 of our local repeaters that we always test out to make sure our equipment's working and the repeaters are working. Then after that, we had some more radio fun by doing UHF and VHF simplex, national calling frequencies. And then a lot of us are getting our 6-meter gear together. Oh, what you say is not the time for 6-meter. You know what? Anytime you build something, they will come. So we're just making our own conditions. And we were working each other. I think it was about 8 of us all working each other on national calling frequency on 6 meters there. It was a lot of fun. And Pete said he was going to get a little gathering together so we can build some more stuff. So that's going to be fun. So that's what we're talking about, Peter. So I was going to ask, have you ever had any simplex stuff? But I know you have, but go ahead That's the any other simplex or things before we had ours on Monday night. Over. Back over to you.
I actually think my first contact ever in 1993 on VHFs was in Montreal on Simplex. And I don't remember much more than that, but I remember I was excited. I called out on the frequency, and somebody actually answered me. And we spoke for about half an hour. That was my first ever contact. Back to you.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm sitting here skinning and grinning ear to ear. It's always good when you hear the people come back, especially with your call sign, you know. I put in a lot of QSOs and stuff. Like this year alone, I did over. It'll be over 20. No, it's going to definitely be over 25,000 QSOs just this year alone. But I just started dabbling with CW and went through a class and all that stuff. And even tonight, I did on the key with VA3EWV. Lord knows I don't know how to do it on CW. I barely got through the first class there without crying. But you can hunt potent. It's not easy, but it's easier. And it's nothing. So, Pete, I understand where you're coming from, because when I heard my call sign come back, I was like, "Oh, that's my call sign," you know. And I started laughing. And then I got all lost. I have a little cheat sheet here with me, and I had to gather myself to finish the QSO, because the poor guy was waiting, and I was just excited to hear my call sign come back over at CW. Peter, you also, before you go, since you're here and we're at the end of the net, the last part is what you're doing for the weekend. So, you have any fun plans or any radio plans for the weekend? Over.
So much radio. We have a lot of work to do before Christmas and the family shows up. So my wife's Italian, I'm German, Polish, and we make things like pierogies, cabbage rolls, ravioli. Those things all had to be made by hand, and we're starting that this weekend. And tomorrow morning, the first thing we're doing is we're making 10 pounds of sausages that we'll eat over the holidays. Back to you.
Well, man, I know where I'm heading. I'm gonna be you're gonna think it's one of the family members coming in. I'm gonna be coming in. The folks down south, they know about that. Brad and Gary, they know about that. You come in with your aluminum foil and your paper plates, and you sit there and look. I can tell you, I've been to some, especially it's so funny, especially when I was in university. We would show up to anything, don't even know the people. How y'all doing? Da, 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 da. Having a good time, especially when I was in university, going to Northwestern there in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and we would just be having a lot of fun. We'd run up on people there and have fun with their families and stuff like that. And they're like, who them? And we're like, oh, we're a buddy over there. And, you know, the barbecue and the this and that. And we carry paper plates back to the dorm there with some plastic around it or some aluminum foil. And that's how we supplemented our food there. So, Peter, I'm going to have to ease on in there. I don't know if I'll stick out in the house, you know, but I might have to come incognito. Back over to you, Pete, for a final.
An only child, and my mother compensated by bringing every little kid on the street in for lunch with me. So we would often be sitting at the kitchen table, you know, a bowl of tomato soup and toasted cheese sandwiches. And she did things like that most of my life that I lived at home. Anyway, that's it for me. Back to you. I'll be listening.
Roger. Well, Pete, thank you so much there, and have a great time. There's nothing like in the kitchen cooking and getting everything ready for the big events and stuff like that. Yeah. Good on you. All right. We have so far 11 check-ins, including myself. This has been a great night. We're 2 minutes until the ball game, 2 minutes until the end there. Any other final comments, please come now. Victor Alpha 3, Echo Whiskey Victor.
Victor Echo 3, Hotel Tango Romeo.
We had a double up there, but I think I heard Doug, VE3 HTR. I couldn't make it out when you said it correctly. Go ahead, Doug.
You're correct, Dennis. That take the other station first.
Okay, the station that was coming at the same time with your final comments, go ahead, please.
KB5AEB.
Recognize, net recognizes Gary. KB5 AEB. Go ahead there, Gary.
Okay, thank you, Ernest, and Doug. Thanks for letting me go ahead here. I didn't mean to double with you there. Hey, just want to let you know, my wife and one of our daughters years ago, as it's been over 20 years ago, we lived in Warsaw, Poland for 2 years, and I heard Pete mentioned pierogi, and it just kind of caught my attention. So my wife and I we went back in the first part of September this year and spent a couple, 3 days there in Warsaw, where we used to live, and we just definitely enjoyed eating some real pierogi there in Warsaw. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Just wanted to throw that in there. Appreciate Pete making his comments tonight. Doug, go ahead, and we'll turn it back over to Ernest there, KB5 AEB cleared, and thank you for allowing me to make this final comment. KB5 AEB.
Good evening. The time is 9 p.m.
Thank you there. Before you go away, and Doug, don't go away either, Doug, but Peter, for the comment, over to the last comment, if you want to comment, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, the classic Polish pierogi is made with cheese and potato, but our family...
Repeater, Cubby Hill, Quebec.
Geez. Hang on, I've got 2 bands going at the same time. I was telling you about classic potato cheese pierogies. My family specializes in sauerkraut, mushroom, and bacon pierogies. They're absolutely to die for. Back to you, Ernest.
Okay, Roger. Y'all have those call signs, so you guys might be able to share some pierogi stuff there. I had them for the first time when I came to Canada. I never even heard of a pierogi before I came to Canada. Okay, let's pick it up with Doug, VE3HCR. Go ahead, Doug.
Good evening, Ernest, and all on the net this evening. You got a minute or two for a story about talking on simplex. Are we still on that topic?
We sure are. We'd love to hear it. Come on in.
Okay, Ernest. As the locals probably know, I've been an amateur for just over 50 years. I got my 50-year certificate on the weekend at our Christmas party. But back in those days, we only had crystal-controlled radios. We didn't have synthesized or programmable radios. Everything, frequency was determined by a pair of quartz crystals, one for your transmit frequency and one for your receive frequency. And they were about $10 each. So each new frequency or repeater pair you wanted to put in your radio was about $20, which was a lot of money back then for a poor student in his 20s. Let me reset here. So what we did, I scraped all my pennies together, and I was able to order a Japanese radio, a multi-7, which was crystal controlled. And I could only afford crystals for the local repeater and for one other over in New York State, and one more pair of crystals for 5.2 simplex, or 146.5.2, which we now know is the national calling channel, FM calling channel for FM. But back in those days, before 1980, we were only allowed to use wideband modes like FM and AM above 146 to 148. But all these Japanese radios came into Canada, into Vancouver, into a Glenwood Trading Company in Vancouver, crystalled up with a bunch of simplex channels from Japan in the 145 range. 145, 11, 15, 25, down there. And you couldn't use them in Canada. So Glenwood Trading Company in Vancouver would sell them off cheap, $1 a crystal instead of $10 a crystal for ones that were good for our region. And we would buy those, and my friend Al, the VA3DMR, who I think you met at CARP, Al and I, we ordered some of these crystals for $1 each, and we would talk down on 145, 15, and 25. But the rule was to not get the old guys mad at us, to not deviate past our 3 kHz bandwidth, which was all we were allowed below 146 megahertz. We had to speak softly, so the rule was, Al, talk really softly down here, otherwise we're illegal. Make sure you don't deviate more than 3 kilohertz instead of the 15 we're allowed up above 146. So we got a whole bunch of bargain-priced simplex channels, but we had to speak softly to use them. That's my simplex story. Ernest, back to you.
Oh my goodness, you had me dying up in here. Because, I was thinking the whole time, I'm loud, right? They used to call me the mouth of the South. I don't even know how to whisper. I don't even have a whisper voice. That's what I say at work. So every time that I have to meet with someone, I tell them we have to go off the floor because I don't have a whisper voice. I can just see myself standing there, Doug, with the with whoever was in charge of whatever the name was back in the day. I can just see me sitting there, with my hands behind my back and stuff, and you guys saying, "See that boy? He's just too loud. He's always too loud." Thank you, Doug, for sharing that story with us. All right. Any other final comments or otherwise? Please come on in. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor with the AllStar EchoLink Friday Evening Net. Okay, silence is golden. Thank you all for being out there. We're at the top of the hour. We wish to thank, again, as I always do, the owners and operators of the VE3 PGC repeater in Cornwall, Ontario, and the VE6 IDK repeater out of Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. Also, we'd like to thank, and we only have 12 check-ins, so we'd like to thank Kilo 5 Bravo Delta Lima, VA3FZ, VA3 Radio Quebec Sierra, the VE1VO, Nova Scotia, VE1SM, Shane there, VA3 JIC James, VE3XID Jim, KB5AEB, Gary, our new friend out there out of Flint, Miss Peggy, Kilo 5 Papa Foxtrot Lima, V3TO3, and V3HCR. This is Ernest. One more pause for a comment, and if not, we'll close down the net. Any more comments or final thoughts? Please come now. Okay, everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you next time. 7-3 from Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, for all you guys that are on the with us here.
VE3TOT, VE3HTR. Are you still on here?
Okay, so for those that are still here, we always do a YouTube song before we go, and these are songs that were made for me for my friend Rob of VE3ARF. They're all ham radio songs, and now I'm going to have to give me a ham radio song about Simplex. But I did the Drive at 5, and that I did it on Simplex. So what we'll do, we'll look for my that was the Drive at 5, and we'll play that, and then we'll end our net here with the Drive at 5. Let me just go find it real quick here. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel, please. I'm almost at 700 subscribers. So let me see the Drive at 5. Here we go.
Cruise down the avenue, feeling so alive. Oh yeah, Biggie on the mic, it's the Drive at 5. Come on. I want to follow, feel the roads, my groove. Feeling jazzy, feeling funky, it's the way I move.
Pete, there it is, Joe. It's calling for you. Back to the car window there.
Local folks in the rise, popping heads to the beat. There's more radio fun. It's just so darn sweet. And you know, Big E, rocking that Drive at 5. Bringing joy in the funk, keeping it all alive. Ooh, yeah. From all of the follow, let's get in the zone. With the jazzy funky rhythm taking us home. Static in the air, but we don't mind. Breathe, smooth flow, there's just to define. It's a radio. goes down in the ride. He brings the heat on his long cool ride. Big E, rocking that drive and fine. Bringing joy in the funk, keeping it all alive. Ooh, yeah. From all the brothers getting the soul with the jazzy funky rhythm taking us all home.
What's going on, everybody? VA3EWV on the air. It's a nice sunny Thursday. We're about to hit home. No honeydew list, no this and that. So it's going to be a good drive. This past week, we weren't even able to get a
I always want to tell what I'm
I
saying.
guess the sun is shining real good out there, and everybody wants to be out and about.
Big E, rocking that drive at 5. Bringing joy in the funk, keeping it all alive. Ooh, yeah. From all the brothers getting the soul with the jazzy funky rhythm taking us all home. With the jazzy funky rhythm taking us all home. Neighbors on the porches grooving inside. With their voice pouring out, ain't nobody lying. Tell him he's already a hero. With the toast so mellow in the sea of cars, he's the ultimate fellow. Biggie. Neighbors on the porches grooving inside. With their voice pouring out, ain't nobody lying. Tell him summer breeze, bring them down, feel the vibe. And you reach the heat, all slow, cool ride. Biggie, no biggie. Niggas on the phone just grooving inside. With their voice pouring out, ain't nobody lying. Tell them, summer breeze, bring them down. Feel the vibe. Biggie brings the heat, all slow, cool ride. Come on. Biggie, rocking that drive at 5. Bringing joy in the funk, keeping it all alive. Ooh, yeah. From all the brothers getting the soul with the jazzy funky rhythm taking us all home. With the jazzy funky rhythm taking us all home.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for being out there with us and having a great time here tonight. We will see you next week. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Have a great day, everybody.